Take your power back. This whole thing is beneath you, and I'm going to show you just how to do it. Let's get into it. Welcome, powerful people, to the Tip Tuesday podcast. I'm your host, Tiffany A. Hale, the Empowerment Mogul, where every week I share wisdom, tips, and wise counsel to help mission-driven people just like you attain inner fulfillment and lead authentically powerful lives. So this week we're going to talk about owning your power. It is very perplexing when we find ourselves in situations where we feel powerless. And this quite often happens when we feel like someone has control over us, or we feel they have the upper hand, or even worse, we feel like we have been robbed of our choices in the matters that are transpiring in our lives. Your power in every situation will always come from you. Yes, people can hurt you. You can even hurt yourself. We make choices that harm ourselves, and sometimes, to me, that's the worst pain. But there is something that another person, no matter what they do, can ever take from you. And that's the power of your choice, or the power to choose. They can take choices off the table, but they can't take the power of your choice. And so often when we are harmed or we are hurt by someone, or we feel that void that we don't have any control over the situation, we're looking for that person to refill the void that they made in our life. So we're looking for them to be remorseful. We're looking for them to apologize, or we're looking for them to give us some type of validation that will soothe over, even if it doesn't feel that void. But that will never happen. You may get some external satisfaction from that, or some external validation, but I'm telling you, it's not going to give you your power back, because they don't have it to begin with. No one could ever have your power. The only thing we could do is displace our power. So I'm here to help you learn how to gain your power back and reposition yourself from your place of power, because it's in you. So what power am I talking about today? As I mentioned, the power of empowered choice. You think that you didn't have a choice in the matter because something happened that you didn't want to happen. Even more, you think you don't have a choice in the matter because if you had your choice, things wouldn't have happened the way they did. You would have done something differently. But you still do have a choice. And because you do have a choice, this is where you're going to get your power from. Tip Tuesday is here with some wisdom tips to share with you just how to get your power back by using your empowered choice. 1. Intrinsic needs. You got to know what you want intrinsically, which means the most essential and deepest part of your nature. What do you need? Sometimes we're so focused on what we want, we don't know what we need. 1, learn what you need internally. 2, how is that need fulfilled inherently? Without looking to anyone else on the outside, how will you get that need fulfilled? 3, what is your natural desire that comes from that need? Not what you want to happen in this situation, not what you wish could happen specifically, but before any of this, just still working from the inside and doing this inner work, from your inner need, and then how it's fulfilled. What is the natural desire that bubbles up out of you? We need to know our desire, because 4, we got to work on our mindset. Your mind is the measuring stick of letting you know if something is manifesting in your life the way you want it to. So let's just say your desire is, I have a natural desire for value-based relationships based on my intrinsic need to be valued. So you see how I'm saying my intrinsic need is to be valued. So I have a desire to have value-based relationships. That desire is not assigned to anyone specifically. It is my natural general desire. So now I got to take a look at my mindset. How is my mind wired to tell me that my desire for value-based relationships is being met? And once we know what our mindset is, and if we need to rewire, rethink it, or we could have a great mindset of how that should be manifested, then we have the power now to know what we think and what we're looking for. And this brings us to 5. At that point, you are able to make an empowered choice. When you know what you need, how it's internally fulfilled, what you naturally desire, and how your mind says that should be manifested, now you have options in front of you internally of how you're going to go forward to see your desires met. See, we make decisions based on our choices. And when we feel we don't have a choice, we make bad decisions. But if we have choices that we have a say so in, that we have input in, that we have power over, we make an empowered choice, which in turn helps us to make an empowered decision. Decisions that are not based in your choice will not last. This is why you can see people make decisions, decide to do something all the time, and they don't stick with it because really it didn't come from their intrinsic choice. But when you make choices from the internal options that you have inside of you because you know what you need, you know what you desire, and you know how that's fulfilled, you are positioned in a place of power. You're positioned in a place of power and you're positioned to make powerful decisions. So this is how you're going to get your power back. You're going to back it up and you're going to find out what you need. You're going to back it up and you're going to find out how that need is fulfilled. And then you're going to go forward with knowing what your desire is, what your mindset is, and then what your choices are. And then you're going to choose wisely. Those are the choices no one can take from you. No one can take from you that internal processing of what you really need. And because no one outside of you can really give you what you need, can anyone really leave a void in you? No. They just let us know it's time to go back to the drawing table of our heart, see what we need, get that void fulfilled, and move forward in power. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Tip Tuesday podcast. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel. Or if you liked it and you think someone else would enjoy the episode, please share it with them. We would love for this message to get out to as many people as possible because taking your power back and owning your power are great things to succeed in this life. See you on the next episode of Tip Tuesday and be blessed.